Back. We're back, y'all. What's happening? How we doing? How goes the day? We have we have a few things we're gonna do today. One, we're going to find some colored markers to draw on a poster. Second, we're gonna draw some liminal space. So if you guys don't know what liminal space is, let me show you. What? You're expecting something different, huh? Well, let me just explain it really quick. So, liminal space is a environment where only energy and the items that would be placed in the space that would be used. But since there are no beings, no organisms, nothing that will actually live in this space, it's called liminal. So, let's take a look at it. There we are. Oh, camera looks different today. It's like has its own bounce. Let's put something in there. Did that work? A little bit. So this is liminal space. So we have a squared rectangular space here. This would be the living space or the dining space or whatever you want to call it to where somebody would exist. But you can only see that there's only chairs in this space. Now this at the bottom, or should I say at the top, is where all of the navigation goes in order to power this living space. That's how I justify it. Now, this is the power source. And all of these little connections, networks, are going to power this light in this environment here. So, we have one color we're going to use for our poster. So I have to pick out the colors. I forgot, let me just go ahead and show you the other posters I've worked on. So you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Liminal space, occupied only by an environment. Oh, let's flip this. Here again is our power source. What do you guys think? What's up, Jason? Hey, Wild Chess. I like those. Ooh, appreciate it. I like them too. See if I can get those to focus as well. Appreciate it, appreciate it. We have another one. What do you think? Interesting, right? Isn't that cool? So I'm gonna create another space. And I just need to pick the color. So we have purple, we have this hot pink, we have black. Here's our black. We have lime green as well. We have blue. And we haven't used the blue yet. at least I don't remember. So we have options for this poster, which is 22 by 28. And we can choose whatever we want to get started. Said, yep. Okay, well, let's go with the blue. Let's see what that does today. So since we're going to use blue, we also have to pick a color to match. Now, I was suggested yesterday that I do, I paint with the color first and then go over with a white highlight to push out the color as well. So we have a bunch of different colors. Something that might be able to stand out. We have orange too. So we have these kind of markers. They are acrylic and they do justice when we're trying to initiate. So we have blue, yellow, black, green, red, and orange. Okay. All right, so let's go. Maybe the blue might be too dark. Let's go with the orange. How about that? This is orange. I think the light's throwing it off. Let's make sure this is, I think it's just the color. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Focus, man. All right, cool. Let's get started, y'all. So we're going to draw our liminal space. Now our liminal space could be different colors, different shapes. We don't really have to stick to anything specific, but usually the shape is about the same. And you can change them up depending on what else is located in the liminal space. I'm going to say liminal space like 50 times to get my point across. I think that's about even. A little bit more. You got it. So we have our corners. more like rectangles. But you can put anything that you want in the space. It all depends on how you see it. So let's connect. That sounds like an airplane. I like that. Oh, you got me. You got me on that one. Coming in there a little too hot. All right, so looks like we have our put that. So we have, I think this edge is good. So we're gonna add our white. This might be a little too much. I want the markers to be dry because if they dry, that means I can get the correct amount of ink. Oh, stupid. That's a lot of ink right there. All right, so we don't have a choice today. Actually, we do. We always have choices. All right. So I believe this one will probably take us about 40 years to do. Right? That's how long it'll take for us to get there. I don't know if you guys have ever seen, YouTube might have a bunch of um, documentation of liminal space. Somebody probably made something that would include an experience of somebody going to a liminal space and not being able to figure out how to get back. Because once you're there, I mean, where else is there to go? You've already made a point that you're going to get there by an action that you made. So we just got to figure out how to survive in a liminal space. Hopefully, brought some water, something to eat, maybe something for entertainment, because normally there's no TVs or there's no real forms of life, I guess I would have to say, because it's always the back of something, not the front. Usually people are not entertained by the back, they're usually entertained by the front, if that makes sense. So, noise, I like that. This one's gonna be perfect. I got a suggestion to add this white marker. It's actually chalk, but it does have ink in it, so it's kind of like a marker. So I can push out the colors so you can see them. And see if anybody else has decided. What's up, Omizu? There we go. That's the person that gave me the great suggestion. So we're here. We are gonna make another. Gonna make another space. How's your day treating you, Amizu? You got anything planned? It's actually Saturday, so you're either at work or you're working on something. All right, so we're going to use this giant space as well to get a visual. I like how the orange looks up against this as well. I don't know what I did with the cap. Oh, there it is. It's in my pocket. So I believe these are entryways to another space. Now, it could either be a picture or it can actually be a physical place you can get into. It just really all depends. Um, Depends on what the space looks like. I don't know if this marker is running out, but um, so generally, I would say you can't get out of it. You can go into it, and that's the situation, right? Because we're often in situations here we can get into them and get out because there's ways to get out of things. It just depends on how the situation looks. Let's see. You said I am well. Another shift at the day job. Yeah, I kind of figured that one. It is definitely one of those days, but I'm glad you got the opportunity to make something, for yourself today as well, because that's awesome, freaking awesome. So this would be inside of a space because you can get in there, but you may not be able to get out of it. There are objects in here, but mostly it's just for space. Ooh, that's satisfying right there. I like this. The colors are really nice. I think I'm gonna do like colors that bounce off of the other colors. I need something to keep me occupied while I'm here. I got you. I got you. It'd be interesting. Maybe I could tell a story of some sort. Um, I'm really good at telling stories, it seems. I don't know if I can read anything at this point in time to help tell a story, but so I made some hats. Um, well, I designed some hats. I didn't make anything. I designed some hats today, so I'm gonna put those on the website as well. And I think when I was, let me see, how long ago has it been now? Because I remember not wearing hats at some point in time, and then somebody gave me one for Christmas, and I was like, oh shit, I really like this. This is really nice. So I was trying to figure out how I could, make more of them. So I went to the store, bought a hat, and I painted on it. And I really like it because I was like dripping paint. Basically, that's all I was doing, just dripping paint on it to create some type of design. And then I was like, maybe I should get some words on it. And I settled on I settled on because I made it. That's what I settled on. And I got somebody uh, to write that on a hat, or stitch it into a hat. And there goes the beginning of more creation. So today I finally sat down to make some gifts because tomorrow's Mother's Day, so you gotta do something, something to be reminded of how important people are. So I started putting together a hat that would signify that, and I would give it to my loved one, my mother. So that's what I worked on today. And hopefully I can make more of them so I can sell them. Obviously, the occupation is to make items as an artist and sell them. So that's what I'm going to do. And I planned on it. So um, I just needed to see what it looked like. Here, let me show you. Just something simple and workable. Yep. Right. So that's what I made. And obviously, I can make them and put different colors and et cetera, et cetera. But that's what I did today. And now I wear hats because I guess I enjoy how they feel. And I don't know if it blocks the sun as much, but I know in some days it's really hot and I don't want to get my head burnt by the sun. So I keep something on my head that I do. I like this one. It's very simple. It doesn't really take away from the picture. And perfect. Absolutely perfect. Cool. Cool. You said I need something. I read that already. You said nice. It is nice. It's such a really good idea. So hopefully I can make more, and those who receive it will enjoy something I created. I believe that's the point as well. I went back and I listened to like what I had to say yesterday on the last recording, and then I could just hear everything in the background. And it was interesting enough, is like I could hear the birds, I can hear the cars, I can hear me etching this marker up against the paper. That's very interesting. Very much so. Yep. Very interesting. I was watching somebody live stream today and their dog was barking, and he said, I gotta go. So he stopped the stream because his dog was barking. And I guess at that point it seems like it was an interference to what he was doing, so he cut his live stream. I've never seen that before. I mean, I've seen like shenanigans, shit happen, and you're like, well, I gotta go do something else. And yeah, but for your dog barking, I'm not really sure. Maybe you needed to take the dog out, but it was interesting. Very interesting. Yep. Some interesting stuff. Very interesting. So we are creating the back of this poster. Actually, it's more or less the front of it now because I'm not sure what I'm going to do on the other side of this. I don't know if I'm going to make the cats or I'm just going to put, some other type of thank you back there. But because this is definitely something that I appreciate. So whoever else will receive it, I just want to thank them as well for purchasing one of these posters. And I didn't explain that too. So I have a website. It's perkyspocket.bigcartel. And so this is where I post all of my artwork. Um, I guess from here on out until I can figure out where else to sell um, or to place my items for sale. But usually I don't make copies. So if I'm drawing this, I won't make a copy of it. This will just be a one of one, and whoever receives it will have, a limited one of a kind piece of artwork. So, and I'm going to continue to do that because I think that's the way, you know, I want to serve, uh, my artwork up. Now, if I don't make it, I'll have the idea that I can just make copies of it because I could probably make more than one um, for whatever situation. And I do plan on that. I plan on printing other artworks that I have that might be a little bit easier to sell, and those will come in copies. Yep. So if you subscribe, then you'll know. Actually, if you go to my Instagram, most of my Instagram has all of my works in progress, and anything that I finished will go on my Instagram at Perky's Pocket. And you guys can check that out as well for updates. Because I think I spent a lot of time posting, and it's easier to post on Instagram because I can edit a video really quick as well. Opportunities. Nice. These are cool. God dang. Let me get this line work over here. Probably could have made this a little bit thicker. This one. Nice. All right, let's put the chairs in now. Those will satisfy. All right, so we have kind of looks like a bed. I like it though. Maybe it's a piano. Okay. This may not be as a comfortable like position to sit in, but somebody, after walking, being somewhere where they're like, I think I need a break, will definitely have a seat, that's for sure. Yep, definitely have a seat right here. Let's put another. Let's go. I like it. Put a giant vase here. Quick and easy. Let's go. All right, got another one that goes here. Kind of looks like a a bed at this point now. Oh well. What do you think? Should it get closer? Might need to get closer, right? I think that's close enough. Maybe too close. Maybe way too close. All right, let's put some here and here. So more about this liminal space. I've seen I've seen videos of documented places that were called to be. I don't see most of them on the internet anymore, but they existed at some point in time. And those who explored it, I'm not sure how they got the videos back, uploaded it to YouTube or whatever the case is. But it's interesting because, like, say we go there. So let's just say we go anywhere. You document it. Like, the point of, like, you posting it would be to say, I made it. I made it back from wherever this place was. But the question I have in my brain is, would you go back? Would any experience draw you to come back since you made it? You know, you had obviously an experience you've never anticipated, but going there taught you something and showed you an experience. Now, would you go back? But this time, right? This time is going to be totally different because the liminal space will be different. It'll be some other look and feel and some other design because most chances of you going back to the same place and the same situation is very rare unless somebody planned it like that. And usually wherever you say you're going, it's going to be different weather, um, different things to experience. And if you were not ready the first time, you didn't bring the same items, so you might bring something different for this experience as well. And I say that because you can dream of anything now. So it'd be easy to ask to go to somewhere and, what can I experience based on it? Who knows? Who knows? But it would be fun though. For myself, I believe there would be something I could take from it and I could bring back. If not all, but a piece of it, just to show the world that I made it back. I think of that because like every day is just like that. It's an adventure to go somewhere, to be a part of something, to tell a story, to maybe focus on something that the experience gave you a different outlook on. Because why not? Because I've heard like plenty of people, let's just say we go out towards nature and we say, so my first experience, my first adventure out wherever, however, I didn't know to bring this, so next time I'm gonna bring this, and this. So I go, and it rains the whole time. The first time you went, it didn't rain, or you didn't have to bring what you thought you should have brought. So you bring it this time, and the difference is, let's just say it's cold. Okay, you packed a jacket, you got yourself enough food, and you don't know how to make a fire. So now you're all by yourself, experiencing something yet again not ready for. So do you think you're gonna come back now? Because the experience is way different. Way different. Because I would. I'd be like, you know what? I don't think I'm ready. I would come back. Being cold is one thing. Raining is one thing. Being unprepared is a whole nother situation of things that we don't get too many opportunities to get right if we're not prepared for it. All right, so let's go into like one of these other scenarios of liminal space because I think it's really interesting to talk about something um, that could really happen. Like for all in all, like just all possibilities. Like because I've seen things in my existence, and I'm like, damn, I'm so glad that didn't happen to me. You know, and I just leave it at that because you don't want to just jump onto a thought and linger there because you know sometimes it'll take you there too. Yep, it'll definitely take you there. But let's say we go to a liminal space and there's lights. There is way open more space, like tons of space to move. There's houses, but there's nothing to watch on the TVs. There is no food. So I say that I could probably only last for so long without food or water, right? Because most of these places don't have water. It's not organic. It's all made. It's a stage of a possible existence. Doesn't have everything. Now it has light and it's possibilities of growing something if you know there's dirt and etc. So I would have to figure out how to make a fire, keep myself warm, or if I have a house, maybe the temperature's 70, 60, something higher, 60s. And then we could possibly survive for a long period of time. But just like I said, we would have to figure out how to get food. And obviously, if there's nothing organic, you know, it'd be really difficult for me to, yeah, survive. But I think I would give it like a few weeks. Yeah. But it would be an experience that I would take very serious. And I would bring, I guess, whatever's in my pockets. You know, hopefully it's not just the cell phone because that can only get you but so far, you know, because who you gonna call? Who you gonna call when you're stuck in a place you've never been before? All right, so let's make the bottom side, the bottom part of this experience, right? So we're here in this area. There's evidently if you can see things, things are lighting up. There's light, but that's it. It's places to sit, maybe a place to lay down, and even you can go inside these other spaces. But other than that, you would just continue to do that over and over and over again. Maybe you could find oh that would be the thing. I don't know, like Like, what could you find in this space in order to survive like that? So we're gonna draw the power station that would power, because it has lights, right? We're gonna do just that. Draw power. It's always so off when I'm standing on the one side. Let me see, what else can we find? I mean, I know there would be clouds. If there's an outside, there's definitely clouds. Can you reach the clouds? Probably not. Which means there is some type of atmosphere, or maybe the atmosphere is not real either. Maybe the clouds aren't real. Maybe they don't work. Clouds are condensation, air pressure, all that good stuff that makes up. And maybe even a little bit of wind, but where is the wind coming in? Well, to say if you get moisture, right? You might be able to get moisture, make a place hot. You might be able to get water from it. Might be able to drink that. That's sustainable, right? Maybe there's no food, but at least you can get moisture. It's possible. Wait, can you see the bottom of it? Hold on, I think I'm too close. You're too close, man. I think let's bring this down too. Yep, now we can see. Was it like this yesterday? I'm not sure. All right, so here's our power station. So once again, we have power. So we might be able to take something from the power station in order to survive off of it. But it just depends on what it is. It all depends. There could be, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. Maybe you can get into the power station, but you can't leave once you're inside. Because once again, like once you go inside something, you may not be able to come back. So even if this is your sanctuary at the bottom, you just entered another space that doesn't have the same setup as this one did. So it could be very tricky. It really could be. Could be some tricky stuff in here. So I would say you have to be very careful about the opportunity to leave, something that you might have built. You built for survival. So there's one, two. So these are all possibilities of you leaving this space into this space, which is a power station, into these, which is all connected into the central power. And I don't know. Once again, if there's energy, there could be heat. You could start from there, but there's no telling. There's really no telling at all. I think it's fun to think like that because life is entertaining. I think so. Bow, 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 bow. All right, so we have. Hopefully I'm not standing in the way. It's supposed to go out. Oops. In and then out. There we go. Oh yeah. Bam. We got it right. All right, so got to make sure you get this on the outside too. All right, I'm gonna come back and do the white outlines when I start on these two. A little bit. Let me see, what else could it be? There could be a ladder. There could be a purpose for that. There could be some type of upward momentum movement so you don't stay stuck. But yeah, once you're in there, that's a tricky one right there. What do y'all think? Any way of survival? No, it is right there. But then again, if this power source doesn't give off any moisture, well, this might be difficult. Yeah, this might be real difficult. That might be really difficult to live out here. That's why I say like there's nothing. I'm trying to figure it out. Like being stuck in here is like there's almost nothing. Uh, yeah, because once again, like you prep like this is just the staging area for everything. So once you're in here, it's more or less like yeah, it's more or less that's really it. Because we are the ones who make our environment what it is, right? We we figure out if we need wood or if we need to be close to an area where um, like there's water or if there's, like natural resources. We are organic creatures, so we need organics to stay alive. Yeah, that's what we need, and that is troublesome right there if you can't. So if this is like a power station, right? It gives you a connection to the outside to power, basically like the light source. However, you can see this, because if there is no light, you would never be able to see this. It just wouldn't function that way. Let's put you. Yes. Yes. And what do you think? Let me see how long I've been streaming for an hour. Yeah, these take like an hour and a half to make. They're fun though. They're tons of fun. All right, so we're finished with the power station here. So we'll just add some highlights. I'm gonna highlight this. Oh yeah, so I watched a video of this kid was playing, and it's always like kids. I don't know what the fascination, but I'm guessing because as adults we can figure things out. As kids, like it's more like a doomed thing because we have more experiences. But kid fell into one of the he had his camera. Oh, he was recording. That's what he was doing. He was filming, making a video with his friend, and he fell into the liminal space. And it's like, so the echo, like the first echo of him like falling, you can hear the sound, you can see the visual of him falling. Like he fell for a long time, and then he landed on a flat surface, which he survived, which was it was interesting because it's possible, but for you not to get hurt is a little different. So he didn't break the camera, um, and so he fell into one of these spaces, but what they call it is back rooms. It's so crazy. So the back room became, uh, the space of liminal. It didn't have anything but, let me see, it had ladders, it had walls, it had columns. It just had like all types of things, just like I said, in preparation for, people or some type of, beings to live there, whoever, however you state it. And he spent the first few minutes calling for somebody to help him, right? Just out loud, nonstop. That's the first thing we do. Like, hello, is anybody there? Right? So he ended up doing this for hours after realizing, there may not be anybody in there. So he's He's found ladders, but he can't reach them because the ceiling is so high, and the ceiling's about to be like 10 feet or something. But there's a ladder that's attached to the opening of the ceiling. And so, he's trying to figure out how to get up there, and he can't because it's just way too high. So once again, even if he got into there, he may not even be able to get back down because it's, incredibly high up. So he figured this out and was like, nope, I'm not going to go through there. So he ends up just climbing through one of these passages here. I'm telling you, it's so wild to watch. So it's like he's recording. So he crawls through the passage, and more he goes through, he realizes he's just going in a circle. And that is the part where he's now convinced that he's stuck. So what's he do? He starts calling out again because he realizes he's in the same space again. And the fact that he was traveling for hours, going through these misleading places, only to come back to a space that he thought he was familiar with. And at this point, he started to hear sounds. Now, once again, if there's nobody there, who's making the sounds? So it's like you figure if something is happening, it has to be a result. So he calls out and he's going towards whatever is making the noise. Now, the first thing you think of is, can this be human? Can this be somebody that can help me? And in the call, he's hearing something that is not recognized by human voices. It's not. Like, say if you heard a bird, right? The first thing you think is like, where is this bird at? So you follow the sound of the bird, and it's not really a bird. So, because birds make noises, and then you feel what shape would make the noise. But for whatever reason, that wasn't a bird. And this is just an example. So he was like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to go towards that sound because it doesn't sound familiar to me. Interesting enough, right? So he calls out because he can hear it close, and then he realizes that whatever this is coming towards him as well. He calls out, and he's like, I don't think this is a person. So he starts to move backwards away from the sound. And the opposition is what? You still want to escape, but you still don't want to get lost. So that again, he's going into places he's never gone before, going into new directions that he's never traveled in, because he kind of got familiar. Something seemed familiar, so he went back and forward. And now he is going in a whole new direction in fear rather than in insecurity, because this is two different things. You can fear something and you got to run from it. Your insecurity gives you doubt, but you'll still keep moving forward. And this took him into a whole new space, which could be over here, and we'll make that up too. And so he is panicking and running in another direction. Now the voice, whatever was making the voice in that direction, stopped making the voice. Couldn't hear it. But it came to, so this is the gap, right? You have to get from here to here, but there's a huge space in between here, a void where there's nothing to grab onto. So you have to make the jump to this next place. And he thought about it. And so he kept looking and looking. He's like, I can't make this. So he had to go back. He had to go backwards towards whatever was making the noise. Now, granted, Once you start going backwards, you seem to think that you're going to go in the same direction, but another space opened up, right? Not physically, but there's another space that he can try, and that's what he did. He gained that as his forward progress, and that's where he went. So I'm just checking to see if anybody commented. Looks like we lost a person here. I'm so sorry. I'm telling a story that doesn't have much visuals. I apologize. But often enough, it's not really a video on demand, so you can't fast forward through all of this that I'm painting now. But okay, so the kid, now granted, he's just a kid. He goes through this, he goes through this other space, and he realizes that it's not the same as anything that he's seen before. So it gives you like security in a way, because now the space is open for him to move around and figure out if he can escape. And he found another passage, and he climbs. So say if this is the space right here. There's a ladder, right? The ladder from the floor to this open space. He climbs up and goes through. He's crawling, 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 because there's like a lip. He's crawling towards whatever this light is telling him, and he falls again. And he falls and spirals in open air space, as if he's fallen from an airplane. So if you've ever thought about jumping from a very high place and landing somewhere without a parachute or something to catch your fall, that's exactly what happened to him. And obviously, he fell out of liminal space. That's an adventure. And I don't know how long it said I think it might have been a few days or something like that, where he figured out how to get out by going through an extra place. So, interesting enough, he didn't survive. But the camera and all of the footage that he was recording while in that liminal space was secured, and it documented everything that he had did while he was in that. And they uploaded it to YouTube. I thought it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. This one was fun. I like this one. I like the blue. It like really stands out. And then this orange is it's like there. It's like really there. I think I'm gonna use most of the colors if I continue. If I continue to make any of these for my live streams, I'll figure out more colors. Because I figured, okay, so you got all of this blue outer space right here, which is like the void. So often enough, I don't put anything in there except for energy. And usually the energy you can't necessarily see with your own eyes, but it exists because you can feel it. And that's what I usually put. As representation, it's usually red, like this. This is usually what it looks like. And this is, once again, this is another liminal space. I think you can see that from here. See, this is the bottom where the void is, where you can connect through each place, but sometimes there's still just more void. Yeah. So we got to finish the rest of these other, because this is all connected. Oh, this one's going to take me a while to do too. But this is all connected. This is all where the energy sources are. Sorry, I'm not drawing like dragons and dinosaurs and people and all other stuff. But there's other YouTube channels that do stuff like that. So I'm catering to what the calling is. So yeah, that's usually how I see it. Yeah, there's thousands of other YouTube channels that will entertain you by drawing all types of stuff. I mean, I'm one of them, but just my particular is, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I don't know how to describe the things that I draw. I know it comes from the universe, it comes from somewhere out here, but yeah, I don't have the answer. I really don't. I apologize. I have two people watching still. Well, I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate it. Oops, too close. So this is what I'm doing today. I'm pretty much just figuring out how to enjoy my day. That's really it. And I hope you guys are doing the same too. I think most of what I create is just for entertainment. You know, maybe more people take it serious. But I think people ask like before, like, okay, since you gave me this information, like, what do I do with it? And I was like, I don't know. I don't have that answer. That's something that you got to figure out along your travels, because this is all just a journey. And whatever we do on that journey, I'm just documenting. And that's how I see it. Just documenting something that I am doing for the day. And in hopes that, I remember it and I have reason to come back and watch it because it was important. Like this is just it's just important. Like that's yeah. It's just some important stuff that yeah. Yep. All right, let's add some white to this, and we're gonna do all of this right here, this main four. So, and these are just posters. I have, yeah, I have a calling of doing this for the day. So, I mean, I make other stuff too, but I don't know. I don't know how everybody sees stuff. I think everybody wants to be entertained by like things that they're made up. Like people like to be entertained and it's like, oh yeah, well that was fun, and then go about the rest of their day not really thinking too deep into it, which is cool. And sometimes you forget about it. You forget about what you just experienced, and because other things take um, like hold of you and creates like surface memories. So yeah, specifically, it could be just like going to work, you know, thinking about washing your car and experiencing it just like that. I think there's, I think there's value in that. Sure, there's value, but this is just entertainment. I wouldn't take anything that I said at this point. Yeah, because nobody. I mean, you can make some connections with this. That's for sure. That's how I see it. You can make connections. I take that back. That's important. Make connections. Make as many connections as possible. All right. This actually at this point I'm creating art because I want to sell this too. So uh, somebody might not understand it, but they'll find it intriguing and they'll be like, yeah, I'll purchase that because they're offers something that you've probably never seen before. And I've said this before, like we've seen all of these things like somewhere. You've seen them, you just don't know where. And a lot of times we get sidetracked because they seem like they're not important at that point in time. But uh, you might read over something or something might catch your attention, and you're like, "Wait, I think I've seen that before, but I don't know where." And this is probably one of those situations that'll probably come back and you've seen that, or maybe not. Maybe you never dwell on anything that I'm creating right now ever again in your entire existence. And I understand that. It's fun. It's it's fine. Yeah. But I'm creating most of this just for art. I want to tell stories and I want to exist, you know. So you gotta do it in some way. Gotta make it fun. Yeah. I hope I have um like interesting art forever. Yeah. Forever. Forever. And I think when I was a kid, because I remember, I'm probably getting really deep in a bunch of these, but when I was a kid, I remember drawing like this, and I was like, I have no idea why I'm drawing like this. So even today, I'm like, I know I have like reasons, like mental reasons why I'm drawing like this, but I still can't tell you. Still can't. But it's fun though. I'm having fun doing it. Adding these highlights. Somebody Somebody suggested it. Omizu gave me the suggestion, so I think that's I think that's pretty cool. Because if he wasn't here, I'd still be doing the same thing, thinking that what I'm doing is part of the future, but it's actually not. But Mizu gave me a suggestion, which opened up another liminal space for me to think about. So it's actually helped me and guided me to get here because I'm a traveler. And the first thing you gotta do is ask questions. Wherever you're traveling to, just ask questions. Yeah. See if you weigh what you're saying and where you're going, if that's really where you say you want to go, because somebody might have the answer, or somebody might tell you, no, you're going the wrong way, knowing that the directions say you're supposed to go this way. So, and I know I'm supposed to go this way. I spent a lot of time on this side too. And I think I'm only going to get one poster done today. Just let me see what time is it. Well, it's only been an hour. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to finish the next one because it's. Let me see. I said I started this at 2, so it's about an hour and a half. Yeah, it might delay. It might delay my future. Yeah, it might. It might. It might. It might. But I like this because I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be here. There is. I'm missing something. I don't know where it's at, but I'm missing it. This marker smells so good. Oh. All right. So to travel between these two, you need the code. Oops. There you go. That's the code. So I got to do the bottom one too. So let's flip this upside down. Let's go back to our original space. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Got it? Those are the two codes. This is fun, man. I love seeing this. All right, so let's put some white. I should have went to go get some more markers today. Hey, I might have to go do that. That's the thing I might have to do because I'm saying it out loud. I have to go get some markers and get some more hats. Yeah. So I could sell some hats. Yeah, if you guys want to buy some of these, because these are one-to-ones. I'm not making copies of them. I'm not going to Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever the heck they print out paper. Um, Office Max, Office Depot. Um, you can go to my website. It's Perky's Pocket. My big cartel. So you go to perkyspocket.bigcartel. You can check out my artwork. Yep, all the things that I create. Check out my cats that purge. So everything is based on energy. And that's what I'm doing right now, creating energy. Um, yeah, that's how the day goes. And I'm just having fun. That's really how I see it. I mean, I could be doing so many things. I do so many things, but like right now, I probably could be doing nothing. But I chose to draw on this poster. I think I just want to put dots on them because sometimes the red on the outside is like a real, I don't know, it's like really, I don't know how to say it. Maybe I still need to, but I was thinking about just putting colorful dots and it's just showcasing the energy as well. But that might take me a long time as well to do. And I think if I'm gonna do that, I think I'm gonna do that on a flat space because it'll allow me to force the dots into the paper rather than. But yeah, that's where we're at today. This one's good. I like this one. This one looks like it's gold too. It really does. I still feel like I'm missing something up here. Can't tell what it is, but I gave you guys the keys, gave you some entertainment for the day. I think it's here. I think I'm missing something here. I'm not sure. But this was a lot of fun. Really created something that I approve. So, let's see if this marker does 100 in damage. I think this one does 100 in damage. So we're gonna put our signature. So I always say like damage from the markers is because it's like acid. It's gonna mark up the paper. And there are percentages of how much ink is being dispersed by the marker. And that one's completely 100 in damage because you can clearly see that I wrote entirely over that blue with that red. So, yeah. I'm just gonna put some highlight up here. Ooh. Yep. I like it. What do y'all think? Fascinating, huh? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think for the next one, I'm just gonna put dots. Yeah. But I think that's it for today. I think we have achieved greatness once again. Yeah, there's something that's bothering me about this one, but I guess I'll figure it out on the off live stream. But yeah, like I said, if you guys want to buy, if you want to buy any of my artwork, I'm gonna show you the other ones real quick too before I get up out of here. If you are just checking these out. So this one doesn't have anything on the back. Usually, just like I said, the back space of these are the liminal space. I usually draw cats and then I put the liminal space on the back, but it's empty for now. Did this one. So if you guys like this one, you can purchase this one. I haven't painted on purple yet. I'm gonna have to do that. I put this green one. I like the green one too. I like all of the colors, but the green one definitely stands out. It stands out. And black one with green is cool too. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the only ones that we have. So just like I said, if you guys want to buy one, you're welcome to buy one. Looks good. Appreciate that, Omizu. Thanks for hanging in there with me too. I hope that, this hour and a half helped, you get through your experience for the day at work. I really hope so. Because I had a lot of fun. I'll always have fun doing this. Like this is the best part of my day. It really is. It really is. So if you guys want to come back for more, tomorrow I'll probably stream again. Like I said, I want to keep consistent. I like what I'm doing, and I'm like immersed in this concept of what I'm doing in my liminal space. So you kept me awake. Let's go. I appreciate it. I appreciate that, man. I really do. I wish I could stay longer, but I got to get cleaned up so I can go and enjoy some experiences, for Mother's Day. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day as well, Mizu. And yeah, I'll see you guys. See you guys in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Appreciate that. Appreciate you too. Appreciate it. Let's go. Well, I am full of rain. Appreciate that. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Let's go.